What's up everybody, Editor J here. Welcome to the third episode of Editor J's Editing Hour. I think that's what we're going to call it. I'm going to keep these videos between 20 minutes to an hour at most, just so you don't fall asleep too many times. In this episode, I'm going to give you a crash course in disintegrating. Yeah. It's my second time doing it, so it's a crash course at best. So this is how we disintegrated the stunt double. And I'll be using the stunt double, me. What do you think of that, Editor J? Well, it's an improvement. I think it's getting smoother. Well, definitely got a lot of kinks to work out. The kinks? It's not the best we can do. It's a little bit smoother. You could liven up a little bit. Maybe tell a few more jokes. It's an improvement. I'm funny. I like jokes. At least you recorded all the audio this time. We did get all the audio. Without further ado, let's get into it. What's up everybody, and welcome to Editor J's Editing Hour. I'm Editor J of OpenSea Films and MTGATTITUDE. And if you don't know my buddy Big Box Dave over at the MTGATTITUDE camp, go check him out at youtube.com/MTGATTITUDE, link in the description below. Today I'm going to show you a really cool trick that we did back a little while ago. So, you may have seen a little video called Mystery Monday Holy Insane Value MH2 Collector Booster Bundle, in which this happens to the stunt. Okay, go right there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wait. Stunt double! Pretty cool, huh? Today I'm going to attempt to show you how we disintegrated the stunt double. So let's get After Effects open. Today, at some point, hopefully. Anyway, while we wait for that, as you can see, I figured out the recording, screen, webcam, microphone thing issues that I was having, and here we are, back in action. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is start a new composition, 1920 by 1080. We'll do 29 frames a second, make it 30 seconds long. Sounds good. Import some files. I believe we made a little recording here. So here we go. We'll drag that onto the timeline, and we will right click the footage and go to transform and fit to comp. There's my pretty face, which this was filmed 12 seconds ago. I'm going to rename this to footages. Before we get started, I was going to show you how we chopped up Mr. Guy with a snowblower, but the snowblower broke, and I deleted the footage. So, moving on. Let's scrub through here, and this here with nothing going on, this is what we're going to call our clean plate. So Control-Shift-D, I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to find a point which I re-enter first of all. Okay, and we're going to go to a point in which I reappear and just cut it right there. This is our clean plate. Clean plate. What we're going to do here is go to time, freeze frame, and then we just have this static background. So that is our background, right? So that's going to be what we stand in front of. So now this is going to be the magic layer. So this is where we destroy myself. This is the magic layer, which leaves only this last half, which is where stupid editor J comes in and gets disintegrated. We'll end that right there. And that's where we leave off. Look at this guy's stupid face. Okay. So the first things we're going to do is set up this area real quick. So I'm going to duplicate this layer. And we're going to select time, freeze frame. So it is frozen at that point. Let's move this up. Let's make sure they can see that I move there. Let's hit the page down button to just make sure it is absolutely lined up with where it needs to be. We're going to delete that. Just going to drag that out a little bit. Just, it should not be. That was incorrect. Incorrect. This one. I'm going to bring that there. And then just drag out that frame. Right? And then on this one, we're going to draw a mask around myself. So we're going to cut everything out. Fingers. What a stupid thing. Who in their right mind gave us... Oh my god. What, I drunk? Who gave us fingers? There we have disintegration. And what we want to do with this clean plate as well is freeze frame that. And drag that out to like right there. So you can see that. There we go. You can see the light changes slightly, but there'll be stuff going on. Alright. So here we have, this is going to be editor J standing, editor J stupid face, disintegration layer, the magic layer, which we can duplicate that. I'll call it magic mask. And what that's going to be is directly over the hand where we make a mask, and that's it. So let's do this part here, which we're going to kind of drop this in. I'm going to put J in there. I'm going to have to rotoscope them. Which here's how we're going to do this. Ready? This is going to be absolutely insane. We're going to cut a mask out of this layer. We're just going to cut that whole side out and then invert the mask. So we kind of want to wait until Jay puts his arm down and hit MM. Turn this off. And you can see like a rough line there. We're gonna feather the mask just so it's smoothed out some. And that's okay that we see Jay's arm kind of pop in there, but that's how we're gonna do that. And lots of light changes there, which is probably fine for this tutorial. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're getting to. Okay, so here we have me, ding. And ding. Alright, here we have magic hands. Now, what we're going to do here is draw a mask over the hand of me. We'll set that mask to add. I'll leave it there for now. And we're going to add a saber effect. And we're going to customize the core. That's incorrect. We're going to set the glow settings. Yeah. Alright, customize core type, layer masks. Change this to none. Actually, glow settings, render settings. Open the render settings, and we're going to composite on transparent. So now we can see it. And we're going to set the start size at 0. And the end size to 0. Set keyframes for both of those. And I'm going to go 100. And 100. And that's pretty cool. Hit U on the keyboard to show those. And then right when J disappears, We're going to reset these to 0 and 0, and that's okay. So now let's come back to here, and we're going to set a mask path. And go ahead a few frames. It's kind of different. Like, we want to just kind of reshape this mask too. Let's find this guy's hand here. And select all those points and move them up. All these points. Let's see, his hand is kind of cut off by the other mask. But you get the idea. It's easier when there's two people, don't you think? Okay, there's my hand. It just magically appears. So we're just gonna do a rough masking here, and then magic is starting to fade. Magic is fading. Time the magic is faded. Now, that's pretty much that. One other thing we can do is make a new solid. Make it black. Saber. Put that over everything. There's our saber layer. And we got core. And turn the glow intensity up. And that's pretty much all we're going to play around with at the moment. We'll put that on transparent. And we're going to put this over there. And make it look like it's coming out of the tip of my hand. Let's open the U. And what we're going to do here is set a keyframe at the core start and core end. Because as you can see, what happens here is I move. Well, my hand moves, the other me. And we're just going to try to keep it as lined up as we can, just for shits and giggles. But you get the idea of what we're doing there. We're just going to... Looks kind of like weak magic, but that's cool. So then you see there that it just kind of will follow along with the hand magic. Okay. So that's the next thing. Now, let's also, we need to know where to end this thing, right? So let's go to here. And about there, I'm gone. So right about here, we will set a keyframe for both core start and end sizes. We'll turn those to 0. hit the J key. And we're going to want those back to 100. Okay, so here should go to 0. Alright, so there's a cheap rendition of my effect. Now, we have all these things going on. I know it gets a little tricky, but this is the time to get a tick. Now, we could make that magic thing go around, which we would take this layer, duplicate it, add the saber effect using control space for the video copilot.net VFX console. Free. Add saber. And we will select core. We'll go to customize and select masks. And now you see that it's around me. So we'll keep it simple. Twirl down on the render settings and put it on transparent. And what we will do here is set the start offset at 0. Start size, end offset, set all these to 0. That's not correct. Oh yeah, that is correct. Okay. It's the die. Put on transparent. Set everything to 0. We're gonna set. Oh, you son of a bitch. We're gonna set everything to 0, 0, 0, and set a keyframe on all those. Right around here, we will twirl that up to 100, put this up to 100, and put this up to 100, and this up to 100. Keep that at 0. And then right around here, we'll have all that stuff fade away. Right, okay. Now, back here is the disintegration layer. Now, truth be told, we could, in theory, copy that to there. That's I have no idea what happened to me. have already been disintegrated. There we go. Lessons learned. This is how we learn things here at OpenSea Films and MTGATTITUDE. We make mistakes live on camera for you. Okay. So now let's disintegrate me. First things first. Set the opacity for this layer to 100, and by here I want it to be 0. Okay. So now, to disintegrate us, we want a linear wipe. I'm going to put that on there. And as you can see, as we do it, let's go there and change the angle to like there. And what we could do is go from the top down. We'll feather it a little bit and set the keyframes for transition at 0, and by here it is complete. Next thing we're going to do is add a shatter effect to this layer. Very important to save this. Unit rendered. And we're going to select glass, and we're going to turn the repetitions all the way up so you get lots of glass. And then we need to turn up the radius. Strength to 0. Depth at 0.2. Physics. Gonna turn up that. Turn up that. Turn the gravity to like 0.01. Gravity direction at 0. 0.1. I'm going to turn these repetitions up to like 200. As you can see, we already have some shattering going on. Let that render. Alright, so that's lots of stuff. So then we're just going to set this to like a third and hit B. Come here and hit N. So, you know, we didn't have it lined up right. No big deal. Because for the sake of this tutorial, you just want to see how things got disappeared, disintegrated, destroyed. Alright, so we're just going to turn that all the way down and try to preview this. So, while this is rendering, probably get out a stack of magic cards and start flipping through them for hours, probably. For like lots of hours, probably more hours than you can even fathom sitting here for anything. You know, rendering takes so much time. You could probably read a book, build a house, build a shed. Hell, you could drive on over to Big Box Dave's house and run him over with a snowblower. Matter of fact, you could do lots of things. You could take the multicolored cards out of the friggin' red pile. Hell, you could build a gingerbread house. Or go golfing and try not to hit the old ladies behind you with a golf ball that you tried to hit forward. You could, you could draw your own magic card and send it into Wizards of the Coast and wait for them to mail it back and say no. That's how long this process will take. So, as I was saying, 46 minutes remaining. I have now been here for over an hour. So I'm going to go to bed. And I'm going to let this thing render overnight. And then I will come back tomorrow. And, well, I'll just shoot myself in the head if it's not done. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you in the morning for the end result of how to disintegrate one of us three sons of bitches or a stunt double. And I found no reserve list cards in my red pile, which is a shame, but currently the count is up to like 26 reserve list cards, which isn't terrible. And I still have white, black, multicolored artifacts and what I like to call special lands. Alright, one last trip to Premiere Pro. That took a full night. I have been asleep this whole time, as now see. I slept like a baby, rolling down a hillside in a tire. And believe it or not, that was very good. So here we go. Let that render. I'll see it at full speed in a second. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not grand. It's nothing special. But that's how we do things here at Editor J's Editing Hour.